Hey, what's up everyone? It is Sunday, September 9th. There are officially 3 weeks until Ironman Chattanooga, which is crazy. I originally said that I would be doing weekly training updates, and to be totally honest with you, between a full-time job, all of the training, and I'm actually getting married 1 week after Ironman Chattanooga, that plan fell apart. But thankfully, the training generally did not. So quick recap of the past 4 to 6 weeks for me. Overall, it's been good. I've been following a training plan. It's in the description down below if you want to see it. There's also a link to my Strava if you want to get into the details of what I've been doing. So if you're new to Ironman Triathlon and you want to look at the kind of volume that people do, you can take a look at that. Had a couple of setbacks. I slammed my toe into a door frame like 6 to 8 weeks ago. My little toe, don't think I broke it, but I definitely sprained it. Couldn't really walk even for a couple days, so that was really frustrating. Got a head cold, which really knocked off a week of training. I completely failed a planned 20-mile run. I set out to do 20. I made it 10 total, and I was delirious and shivers, cold shivers, and just not feeling good. But overall, things have been going good. This weekend right now has been my peak weekend. Yesterday, I got 100 miles on the bike with about 4,000 feet of elevation gain. Lots of short, aggressive little kicker hills, nothing flat, which is good because that's kind of going to replicate Chattanooga. Chattanooga has the same amount of elevation, but it comes more rolling than the course I was on. This is a lot of kicker stuff. Overall, I'm not at all concerned about the bike. For the run, I just now finished my 18-mile run, so 18 miles today, coming off of yesterday's 100-miler. Total time was 3 hours 4 minutes, which is 10:14 per mile. I actually think I want to go a little slower than that on race day. I'm so conservative when it comes to things that I've never done before, and I don't want to absolutely fall apart. So my entire race strategy is essentially going to keep it super calm and as low effort as possible up until the point where it's out of my control. I'm guessing that's going to take place somewhere around mile 13 to 18 on the run, and at that point it's just going to be a matter of sucking it up and hanging on. So these next couple weeks I've got a lot of stuff to do. I still need to finally freaking dial in my bike liquid setup. I've heard the most frustrating reviews between all of the water solutions on the bike. So if you have one that you like, if you want to give me a suggestion, let me know. I can tell you that my pet peeve is I hate bottles ejecting, and Chattanooga is a pretty bumpy course at times. So between the X-Lab, the Torpedo, the profile design, I've heard the Torhons work really well, other than the fact they leak like crazy, which is insane to me, because all of these $100 glorified water bottles, it seems like none of them actually work right. So that blows my mind. If you have one that works for me, please let me know. Overall, my nutrition is 95% dialed in. I can tell you yesterday on the bike, which was just about 6 hours, I used Tailwind caffeinated the entire time. They recommend a maximum of 6 hours of continuous use for the caffeinated variety versus the uncaf. And I can say that's probably very accurate. I was pushing about 350 calories per hour, and in the 6 hours I ingested right about 500 milligrams of caffeine. It was fantastic right up until about hour 5, and then at that point I could feel that caffeine a lot, and not necessarily in a positive way. So right now I think, and I'll get more into this in an upcoming video, but broadly speaking, my bike nutrition is probably going to be regular Tailwind for the first half, then switch to caffeinated Tailwind at special needs, and then go from there into the run a little bit. So we'll go into all that a little bit more. I still need to get 1 or 2 last pieces of gear that I really want to dial in before the race, but I'm gonna be doing a video in about a week or 2 when I get ready to pack, so you guys get to see all of the material, all the racing stuff that I'm taking to Chattanooga. The bike's a felt IA. It's set up really well for me at the moment. I like it a lot. Lastly, I'll also be going over all of my clothing that I'm going to be wearing on the race. Broadly speaking, I'm probably going to be doing full changes. I'm not the 10 or 11 hour guy where, you know, spending 5-10 minutes of clothing changes is really going to affect my time. It's definitely not going to take away a Kona slot for me, I can tell you that. So for me, being comfortable is probably going to win out. And then lastly, and I'm curious if other people feel this way too, a friend of mine recently asked me, okay, now that you're basically trained for Ironman, like today is my peak. I'm not gonna get fitter than this. Like, now that you're training for Ironman, what does that feel like? It doesn't feel like anything. It feels completely normal. I don't feel any stronger than I've ever felt at any point in my life. I don't walk around and think, man, I am in crazy good shape. I could go do an Ironman right now. I still get that feeling of intimidation every time I set out for a long run or a long ride or a long swim. I felt better at mile 90 on the bike yesterday than at mile 35. At mile 35, oh my God, there's no way in hell I can do 65 more miles. I feel exhausted. The difference is I feel like I can recover a lot quicker. I did 100 miles on the bike yesterday, and today my legs, I could feel that they had work into them, but I could still go do that 18 miler today. Definitely couldn't have done that a long time ago. And the other thing is, even though you get to that point where you still feel tired, your body can still keep going. So for me, I feel like I have my hour of power or 2 hours of power where, like on the bike, you know, I can put down a pretty powerful time. But once I cross that 2 hour threshold, for me, I feel my power go down. But once it starts going down, it kind of goes down and then it kind of levels off. So it's like, it starts up here, and then it comes down to here, and then it just kind of hangs out here. I don't know if that's just a me thing or an everybody thing, but that's something I've definitely noticed about myself, and that's not how it used to be. When I was unfit compared to where I'm at now, I would have my initial power and it would just go down and down and down until I was like, I have no power left. So the big thing I would say is I don't necessarily feel strong on any given moment in my life, but the mental knowledge of what I can do based off what I have done is way higher than at any point I've ever been at in my life. So with that, I'm gonna sign off. I still feel super intimidated, but I'm super excited to get to Chattanooga. I'm really looking forward to enjoying this taper. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, I hope you do that. There's a ton of swimming, biking, and running photos if you're into that. You also get to see the new gear that I get before it goes up on YouTube. If you are going to Chattanooga, I super hope you comment and say hi, because I'd love to chat with people. If you are doing Chattanooga or PCB or any of the other upcoming races, Tempe maybe, I hope your training is going kick-ass, and I hope you guys freaking kill it on your races as well. All right, have a good day, everybody. 3 more weeks, and then we're there. See ya.